Elon Musk just dropped a bombshell. He mentioned a $4.5 billion rival to the Panama Canal. In this video, we will look at the canal's long history and its current challenges, and explain what the new rival project in Mexico means for global trade. Let's see how this news could change the shipping world. The Panama Canal, a brief history. The Panama Canal was built to connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. It stretches for 40 miles across Panama. The idea started many years ago. In 1513, Vasco Núñez de Balboa crossed the isthmus and saw a chance to link two oceans. Later, in 1534, Charles V asked for a route through the land. Many thought the idea was smart. However, early attempts were not successful. So, the dream of a canal grew over time. In the 1800s, the need for a shorter route became urgent because ships had to travel around Cape Horn. This made journeys long and dangerous, so a canal would save time and lives. Then, in the 1880s, France began work on the canal, but they faced many challenges. The terrain was rough, and tropical diseases such as yellow fever and malaria took many lives. The French project ended in failure, but despite the setback, the idea was not lost. After that, the United States took up the challenge in the early 1900s. They agreed to take over the project, and under President Theodore Roosevelt, work restarted. Engineers and workers worked day and night. The work was hard and dangerous. New methods were used to fight diseases. The U.S. built a system of locks, which helped ships move between different water levels. Finally, in 1914, the Panama Canal was completed. For many years, the canal was controlled by the United States and played a key role in global trade. Ships from all over the world passed through the canal. The canal helped reduce travel time for many nations. In 1977, the Torrijos-Carter treaties were signed. By the end of 1999, Panama became the owner, and to this date, the Panama Canal Authority manages the waterway. Today, the canal remains one of the world's most important trade routes. It has changed the way goods move between continents. Its history is full of hope, hard work, and change. Having traveled through centuries of history and witnessed the canal's evolution from ambition to achievement, we now move to its present-day struggles. The legacy of hard-won progress faces modern challenges. Modern challenges at the canal. The Panama Canal faces many modern challenges, and one of the big issues is low water levels. Lake Gatun, a key part of the canal, has been hit by a drought that has reduced the water needed for the locks. Without enough water, the canal cannot operate at full capacity. As a result, many ships face long waiting times. In some cases, ships have had to wait for days before they can pass through. This delay affects schedules and raises costs for shipping companies. Low water levels also force the canal to limit the size and number of ships that can transit each day. Normally, about 36 ships pass through the canal, but in recent months, this number has dropped. For example, in early December 2023, only 22 ships were allowed daily. In January 2024, the number slightly improved to 24 ships per day. These reductions slow down the flow of global trade and cause delays for goods that many people rely on. The canal charges a fee for each ship that passes. Due to low water levels and high demand, these tolls have increased, adding extra costs to companies that use the canal. Some shipping companies now look for other routes. The higher fees and long wait times affect the global economy. When goods are delayed, prices can go up and supply chains suffer. These problems are not new. Since Panama took control of the canal in 1999, improvements have been made. The Panama Canal Authority has worked to update the waterway. They have invested in new equipment and modernized the locks. In the early 2000s, they widened the Calabar Cut and deepened the navigational channels. These projects aim to make the canal more efficient and to handle larger ships. The authority has also worked on better traffic management systems to reduce delays. Despite these efforts, drought and low water levels remain a serious problem. Now, as you can clearly see, the canal's challenges have a direct impact on global shipping. Many large ships from Asia and other regions use the canal to save time. But when the canal slows down, shipping companies must find other routes. This can mean longer journeys or higher costs. Sometimes ships are forced to take the long route around Cape Horn. This extra travel increases fuel costs and travel time. The economic effect reaches many countries that depend on the canal for trade. Experts say that the problems at the canal are likely to continue unless the water supply improves. Climate changes and erratic weather patterns play a role in the drought. The canal remains a vital link for global trade, but its future is uncertain if these challenges are not addressed. So concisely put, low water levels, rising tolls, and long waiting times are major issues today. They not only affect the canal's operations, but also impact the global shipping industry and world economies. With the canal struggling under drought and delays, alternatives become more appealing. Time to discuss the daring $4.5 billion rival project creating excitement worldwide. What makes Mexico's interoceanic corridor stand out? And how does Elon Musk's unexpected endorsement add fuel to this emerging competition? Stay with us as we are going to reveal it right now, the $4.5 billion rival in Elon Musk's bombshell. But now the Panama Canal has a rival. Mexico's Isthmus of Tehuantepec hosts a bold project. This rival aims to offer an alternative route when the Panama Canal faces troubles. The project is known as the Interoceanic Corridor, which is estimated to cost around $4.5 billion. The idea is to create a rail network that connects the Atlantic and Pacific, which will provide a new way for goods to move between oceans. The corridor runs for 188 miles, cutting through the narrowest part of Mexico. The plan is not entirely new. Ideas for a route in this region have been around for many years. In the past, the region was considered a promising spot for trade routes. Although earlier plans did not succeed, the idea has come back with new energy. Now, between all these turbulent and wavy environments, Elon Musk recently made a surprising announcement. He mentioned this rival project in his comments. His words caught the attention of many. Musk said that the new rail network could change global trade. His statement added extra weight to the project. He stressed that alternatives to the Panama Canal are needed, and his views also brought more investors into the discussion. The planned rail network is simple in its design. It will connect key ports on both coasts. On the Pacific side, ships will unload their containers, and these containers will be transferred to trains. The trains will then carry the goods inland. On reaching the Atlantic side, the cargo will be reloaded onto ships. This process will reduce delays seen at the Panama Canal during tough times. The network will have several stops along the route. Each stop is designed to handle large volumes of cargo. Ports on both the Atlantic and Pacific will serve as major hubs. The stops will be connected by modern rail lines. These rail lines will use advanced technology to speed up the movement of goods. The simple design of the network is meant to cut costs and save time. Mexico has already invested in the project. The government has set aside $6 billion. Private investors are expected to add another $2 billion. This mix of public and private funds shows a strong belief in the project. Local authorities see it as a chance to boost trade and create jobs. It also offers hope to regions with high poverty rates. The corridor is a key part of Mexico's plan to become a trade hub. Many companies now look for other options. The new rail route could be a backup when the Panama Canal slows down. It could also offer a faster, more reliable alternative in some cases. The project's design focuses on efficiency and plans to move up to 1.4 million 20-foot equivalent units annually by 2033. This goal is ambitious, yet many experts believe it can be reached with proper planning and investment. The corridor is expected to benefit global trade. It will allow companies to bypass delays and high fees at the Panama Canal. Elon Musk's comments have added a new twist to the story. His involvement has stirred up excitement on social media and among investors. Many wonder if his support could lead to further innovations in global trade. While the full impact of his statement remains to be seen, one thing is clear. The rivalry between traditional routes and new projects is heating up. This $4.5 billion project may not replace the Panama Canal, but it offers a welcome alternative. It gives companies another way to move their goods when challenges arise. As global trade continues to change, new ideas like the Interoceanic Corridor are sure to play a big role. So now we see that the rival project in Mexico is bold and full of promise. With strong backing and clear plans, it might change the way we think about ocean trade routes. The next few years will show if this new route can live up to the hype. As the new rail project challenges the old order, what does this mean for global trade? With potential shifts in shipping routes and cost structures, we will examine the economic implications. Will businesses welcome this change, or will traditional routes hold sway? Let's analyze the numbers and trends. Implications for global trade and economics. Shipping companies may have a new option when delays at the Panama Canal grow worse. Many companies have faced long waits and high fees at the canal. These issues make them look for other routes. The interoceanic corridor in Mexico offers a fresh choice. It may help cut shipping times and reduce extra costs. Companies that rely on quick turnarounds might find this route appealing. High tolls at the Panama Canal add to the challenge. As fees rise, shipping costs also go up. Some companies see these high costs as a burden. They worry that delays will push prices higher. When a ship waits for days, the cost of fuel and labor increases. This adds extra pressure on companies trying to keep goods moving on time. Trade experts have noticed these shifts. Pawan Joshi, an executive at a supply chain company, said, "Shipping delays can hurt profits and slow down supply chains." His words reflect a growing concern in the industry. Experts believe that if alternative routes work well, companies may shift some of their traffic away from the canal. This change could ease congestion in Panama. Another expert, Michelle Weiss-Bachmann from Lloyd's List Intelligence, has pointed out that delays affect not only the companies, but also the end users. When goods take longer to arrive, prices can rise. Her view is shared by many in the field. They worry that continued delays and high fees could change global trade patterns. Shipping companies might diversify their routes to stay competitive. However, the rival project in Mexico offers a chance to cut these losses. With a rail network that connects key ports, goods could move faster in some cases. The project is designed to handle large volumes of cargo. It could help companies avoid the bottleneck at the Panama Canal. This option might not replace the canal, but it offers a useful backup. With faster transfer times and lower costs, the rail route could be a welcome alternative. The potential impact on global trade is significant. If companies shift some cargo to the new route, the balance of trade could change. Shipping lines may lower their fees on one route to compete with the other. Such changes could lower costs for consumers in the long run. Reduced delays mean that goods reach markets faster. This helps maintain a steady supply and keeps prices in check. Economies that depend on fast shipping will feel these changes. Countries in Asia, North America, and Europe may all see shifts in how goods are transported. For instance, if more cargo goes by rail in Mexico, American ports in the Gulf and Pacific may grow in importance. This shift could bring new jobs and investments to those areas. Trade routes could be redrawn to meet new demands. Some experts are cautious about the change. They note that the rail system may face its own challenges. Issues such as the capacity of ports and the speed of cargo transfer need attention. Despite this, many believe that competition will bring improvements. When two routes compete, each must work harder to offer the best service. This competition could lead to better technology and lower costs in the long run. The interoceanic corridor may also change the way companies plan their shipping routes. Businesses might start to plan for more than one option. They could split their cargo between the canal and the rail route. This way, a problem in one path will not disrupt their entire operation. Such flexibility could prove to be a strong advantage in the world of global trade. So right now, we see that the project in Mexico could have far-reaching effects. It may lower costs, reduce delays, and encourage a more balanced trade route system. Shipping companies and trade experts alike are watching closely. They hope that new options will bring a more stable future for global trade. With trade numbers and shipping challenges dissected, let's zoom in on local communities. How will these massive projects affect lives on the ground? Let's find out. Local development and future prospects. Local communities in Mexico may see big changes from the Interoceanic Corridor project. The project calls for about $50 billion in investment to upgrade the region. In southern Mexico, many areas have long suffered from low development. The government now hopes to change that with better roads, railways, and ports. The project will modernize key ports such as Coatzacoalcos in Veracruz and Salina Cruz in Oaxaca. Both ports are being improved to handle more ships and larger cargo. In Coatzacoalcos, the port area in Pajaritos Lagoon is expanding with new piers and widened access roads. Such upgrades will help local businesses and create more jobs. Along the corridor, the plan includes the creation of 10 industrial parks. Each park may cost around $1 billion and cover 400 hectares. These parks are meant to increase local manufacturing and trade. They offer a chance for communities to benefit from increased economic activity. The government also plans to double highway lanes and upgrade the Isthmus of Tehuantepec Railway to support high-speed travel. Local investment is not limited to infrastructure. Tax breaks are offered through free trade zones. These breaks include 3 years of no income tax and a 50% discount for the following 3 years. The Inter-American Development Bank has set aside $2.5 billion to help companies set up in the region. Article 1. Such incentives aim to attract more investors and create a stronger local economy. However, the project faces challenges. The area is home to many indigenous communities and local groups. Their support is important. In past projects, there have been protests and road blockades, especially in Oaxaca. The government is working on a consultation process with indigenous groups to avoid conflicts. There is also a wide gap in economic development. For example, in Oaxaca and Veracruz, poverty levels remain high. Local workers often earn far less than the national average. Improving local infrastructure may help narrow this gap. Better transport links, job creation, and more business opportunities are expected to lift living standards. The interoceanic corridor is not just about moving goods faster. It is about giving hope to communities that have long been left behind. Local leaders and residents now see a chance for real change. The project could help transform the social and economic landscape of southern Mexico. After exploring the potential for local growth and the promise of new investments in southern Mexico, we shift our focus back to global influences. What role does Elon Musk play in this developing story? Elon Musk's role in global reactions. Elon Musk's statement grabbed the attention of many. As Musk is known for his influence in tech and business, his comment matters because it brings fresh eyes to the project. Investors and companies now pay closer attention to the possibility of a new trade route. Many see Musk's remark as a sign of a shifting trade future, as he has a track record of stirring up public opinion. His views often shape investor behavior because he speaks, and then people simply just listen. Musk's influence can push companies to consider new options. This could lead to more funds flowing into alternative routes. His statement has added extra weight to the $4.5 billion project. The Panama Canal Authority also issued a statement. The authority said that the canal remains the top choice for many shippers. They noted that over 180 maritime routes and 1,970 ports rely on the canal. Their message was clear. They want to remind everyone of the canal's strength and efficiency. They are also monitoring the new project closely. Industry experts shared their thoughts as well. Pawan Joshi, an executive at a supply chain firm, said, "Shipping companies need reliable options. Musk's comment may drive a shift in how companies plan their routes." Such remarks show that the industry is watching this development with care. Experts see both challenges and opportunities in the new rival. Global leaders and trade groups have weighed in on the matter too. Some leaders voiced concern over the shift in trade routes. They worry that changes could affect global shipping patterns. Others support the idea of competition. They believe that more options can lead to better services and lower costs for shippers. Trade groups noted that multiple routes may help ease congestion during times of trouble at the Panama Canal. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's mention of a $4.5 billion rival project in Mexico adds a new twist to global trade. This alternative, the interoceanic corridor, could change shipping routes and boost local economies. This news matters because it may reshape how goods move across oceans and impact many communities. What do you think about these changes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates.